Okay, this week's Ask Energy question is about supplements, and specifically it's about multivitamins. So the question was, should I take a multivitamin? And this came from Joe. I don't have any other information regarding age or ability or sport or anything like that. So let me just start by answering the very simple question, should you take a multivitamin? Maybe, no, yes. Multivitamins are actually really interesting to answer that question because there are, as you probably are aware, so many different options of multivitamins. It's not like it was 10, 20, 30 years ago where it was basically just a simple multivitamin that had a few vitamins, a few minerals, and call it good. These days, there are so many different, even categories of multivitamins. So obviously we have gender specific. We also have multivitamins that are made specifically to be taken either in the morning or in the evening or both. There's a few companies that have an AM PM option because there are different nutrients in there that act differently in the body. There are also powders that are basically like you've heard of greens powders. Those are basically multivitamins in a powder format. Not all of them, because there are some really interesting ingredients that they're also putting in there. But really, the question begs, if when you ask the question, should you take a multivitamin or do you need to take a multivitamin? Traditionally, people have taken multivitamins as what we call insurance policies, right? So maybe I'm not eating everything I thought I could be or should be, or maybe I have some likes or dislikes or whatever. Maybe let's take a multivitamin, cover my bases, call it good. Well, out are those days because now multivitamins are very specific for certain people in certain times, right? So not only are we seeing them in pill form and capsule form, liquid form, also powder form, but now we're seeing a lot of other additional ingredients being added into a multivitamin. So like I said earlier, traditionally a multivitamin has been mostly vitamins and minerals. Nowadays, we're seeing herbs, Chinese herbs. We're seeing some adaptogenic compounds. We're also seeing some very interesting substances that target specific things in the body, like maybe improving testosterone levels, maybe improving estrogen levels, progesterone, balancing out the estrogen dominance, right? So we're seeing a lot of these different multivitamins in powder or capsule form that may do different things in the body aside from just providing you extra vitamins and minerals that you could potentially get through food. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because it's kind of convoluted, right? It's very difficult to answer that question. Generally speaking, I mean, I'm trying my best to try to just give you some information, but I really can't answer that question because of all these additional ingredients that are coming into these multivitamins. What I would do first is if you've had routine blood work, like comprehensive blood work done, you probably know this by now. Test, don't guess is one of my philosophies. Have some testing done. See if you do have some nutrient deficiencies, right? Then, depending on where you're at in your division of life and developmental stage, if you're around the 35, 40-year-old mark or greater than that, or a little bit older than that, more mature, like we are, maybe you get some extensive hormone testing to see what's happening, because these are the things you actually need to know what's happening inside your body before you make an educated decision on if you need to take a multivitamin, and if so, which multivitamin do you need? More specifically, which ingredients do you need in these multivitamins that you may be taking? So again, unfortunately, it's not as easy as you go down to your store and pick up a bottle of, whatever, one a day. That's out the door, right? Where it's so much more sophisticated these days. It is really aligning to your body goals, your developmental goals, developmental stage in life, if you're male, if you're female, and if you have nutrient deficiencies or hormonal misfiring. So again, I can't really answer the question. I think the best answer to this is a maybe, right? So you've got to do a little more exploration inside your body, pop your hood, do some testing first, right? Then decide which nutrients and ingredients could possibly be beneficial to you. If you need more answers to your question, or if you have like specific vitamins, multivitamins you're thinking about taking, or a powder or whatever, put them down below in the comments. I will engage with you, or obviously you can reach out to me or my sport dietitian team at Energy Performance. Just head on over to energyperformance.com. Okay, anyway, the conclusion, the answer to that question is maybe. Okay, stay tuned for next week's Ask Energy. Thank you again for submitting that question and continuing to watch my answers to all these wonderful questions. Bye now.